Hello everyone and happy Monday. Let me just pop on to see if I can see and hear myself here. And if you're hopping on, watching this live, please let me know. All right, I don't see myself yet, but that's okay. All right, so for those of you that don't know me, I'm NancyAnger, intuitive coach and master energy healer. So today I want to talk about manifestation, or I call it Manifestation 101, or 4 steps to get what you really want. So this has been coming up a lot. It's something I've been working on a lot for myself for some time. Oops, sorry. And manifestation, well, I've been working on it actually for years, but I've become more aware. It's become more and more to my attention as one of the reasons why many people are having a hard time or feeling like stuck and not getting what they really want. And so these are 4 I call easy steps, or steps that many people will start at, like step 1. So step 1 is noticing what you don't like, right? So everybody's good at that one, right? We notice what we don't like. That's step 1, and it's good. It's good to notice what you don't like, and it's helpful information. It helps us to discern. And by the way, if you're hopping on, say hello. If you're watching the replay, let's do #IamCreator, because that's what this video is about, to empower you to start creating and receiving and manifesting. So number 1, again, notice what you don't like. So that's pretty easy, right? Many times, like I said, we'll notice something, oh, I really don't like that thing, but many times people will get stuck there. And what happens as you start to notice what you don't like, you build a bigger and bigger story, and it attracts more things of what you don't like. And the universe can't really respond to a don't, so you'll just, again, notice the don't like. So step 2 is accept where you are right now. So sometimes, right, this is where people can also have trouble, because we think we're supposed to be somewhere other than we're not, and that's a trap. When we think we should have more money, we should have more time, we should be further along in our business, we should already know something that we don't know yet. And we can get really stuck in believing that we should be somewhere else, and then therefore we never do anything else. But when you actually just accept where you are right now, whatever it is, say it's wherever you're at in your business, right? No matter what, I've had my own business for almost 20 years. There's always new things to learn. So if there's something you don't know yet, you can either learn it if it's important for you to know. Maybe that's what your next thing is to learn. Or maybe it's not necessary for you to know it. Everybody has things they know and they're good at, and things that they don't know, and things that they might not be good at, and maybe things it doesn't matter if they're ever good at. So when I was in energy medicine school, one of the things we did, became aware of not only what we were good at, but also we would have a little joke about chakras. We'd say, I don't have the chakra for that. So that's important to know what you're not good at too, what you don't care about, what's not important. So, but for this, accept where you're at, whatever it is. Say this is about money, right? I wish I had more money, or whatever it is. I wish I had $100,000 in the bank. And then you look in your bank account and you have $100, right? So accept where you are. That's like, all right, this is where I'm at, and I accept that. This is where I'm at, because that's your starting point, right? Every path, every step, you have to know where you are. You have your starting point. So now, step 3, this is where people might not actually realize that you can, how to flip this around. So ask yourself, what would I like instead? So, and really look at that. What would I like instead? So for example, like I just said about the money, I would like to have, more money, or money flowing into me, or feel better about money, right? There's different emotions that you can have around this topic. So what is it that you really want? Because you could get $100,000 and still not have that peace of mind or whatever it is that you really want underneath. But so what do you want instead? So, and now you can imagine it. So really take time with this one to think about it. So you can either write it down, you can imagine it. Some people, I like to write things down. It helps me. Sometimes I will also close my eyes and imagine, and I'll let a vision come to me. I'll be like, show me, or let me feel what this feels like instead, right? And at the beginning, if you've never done it before, it might feel like uncomfortable or awkward or uncertain. But as you take little steps and you practice it, right? Maybe this is your learning curve right now, this manifestation or how to get what you want. Let yourself take those steps let yourself figure out what works good for you. How do I shift this? I don't feel good about this, but I want to feel really good about it. So for example, like it's important this starts to focus you on what is possible instead of what is not possible. So and it's not about ignoring what is, right? Because it's noticing what is. So I'll just give an example because I mentioned about money, and this could be relationships, it could be your business, it could be anything in your life. But example for me, so like I had my own business for quite a while. I did great. It was successful. It felt good to me. And then I sold that business and started kind of like a new business or transitioned to what I have now. And there was a learning curve, and I invested more money in coaching and things like that. And I was learning, and part of it, I got hung up on step 2. I was entitled. I'm like, I already had my own business. I should just be amazing at this. And there were some learning curves, but the point is I also I developed some fears and some worries and some stress around money. And I looked at my credit card, and my credit card was going up, and I just got focused on what was not working out. I focused on the negative. I focused on the step 1. And what happened, I actually manifest what I didn't want. So I was going to be getting a check-in from some rental property for $3,000. I'm like, I'm going to get this in, and I'm going to pay down the mortgage on that property. And as soon as it came in, I actually also got a bill for $3,000 for something else, and that money went right back out the door. So that was like my negative manifesting, if you'll say. But I created what I didn't actually want. And so I turned that around by these steps. Well, these steps that I'm talking about right now. And now I can say a few years later, like my credit card's fully paid off. I feel in a really good place financially. I took those steps and I focus on more of the positive. And I had to be aware of what was going on financially and start paying attention to things in my money, but then also focus on the positive. So that's where, again, this is what do I want instead? And as I said, you can write a little story. What would I like instead? Maybe it's a statement. Maybe you think about it. And then, okay, so that was step 3. Sorry, step 4, what is one step I can take right now? So, what's one step you can take? One thing that I just started doing recently, I started being like, talking for a while ago, I am more money savvy. That's an intention that I had. And part of that was paying attention to my money more. So I'll go on in the morning, take a few minutes and look at my bank accounts and look at my credit card statements. And I've noticed things on my credit card statements like a magazine subscription that renewed that I didn't realize was on auto renew, and I didn't want to get it anymore. So I called right away and they said, okay, thank you, we'll cancel it and we'll give you credit. So I got money back in that account. So these little, it may seem like a small step, but it's like, wow, that feels really good. Another one for financial, like I used to always just pay my credit card off in full for the most part, except like I said, my business credit card, I carried a balance for a while a few years ago. Now in my personal credit card, I'm like, well, I want to not just pay it off when it's due, I want to pay it off earlier. So now I've been setting an intention, and it's working more and more to pay it off as soon as I get the bill almost. And it's like, feels so empowering. So little baby steps, right? What is one baby step? So let me just, a recap. Let me just see if I can see myself on the the Facebook Live in the group and see if there are any comments. If I can, okay, there I am. Let me just, okay, cool. Whoops, I lost myself. Yeah. And actually, you know what? Okay, I don't see any comments at the moment. All right, cool. So I'm gonna just do a little recap on the steps, okay? And so actually there's kind of a step 5, but it's not actually a step 5. It's just if you notice yourself just going on a negative loop, just catch yourself and just shift it back over. Do this process over and over again. Focus on something that's, if you have a topic that's particularly triggery, right? It might not be easy to just shift over. So taking the little steps will help, and then also not focusing. So that's one thing that I did too. I stopped focusing on the negative of it, and I just started looking at the positive things, and now it's totally shifted. So the steps are, step 1, notice what you don't like, right? This is part of discernment. And as long as you're a human being, these things are always going to be happening. There's going to be things that shift a little. You might love something, a job, a relationship, and then there's something that comes up. I don't like this. And this, by the way, is super empowering. This shows you how you are the creator, how you can create in your life, how you can't control other people, but you can decide your own steps. So 1, notice what you don't like. Step 2, accept where you're at right now. Just, this is where I'm at right now. And there's no shoulding on yourself. There's nowhere else you're supposed to be. You are where you are, period. And that's perfect. Number 3, ask, what do I want instead? What do I really want instead? And answer that question. And then step 4, what's one step that I can take now? You might hear something, sense something. It might not even make sense. It might be like, go to the store, take a walk outside, whatever it is. That step is going to lead to the next step. You take that step, and that will lead to the next step and the next step. And you can do this every single day. You can do it every morning, start your day. You can check in later at night. The more you practice it, the more you'll actually start to automatically do this on a less conscious level. You're consciously creating, but you're creating a new pattern for yourself, a positive new pattern. So I hope you liked this video. Let me know if it was helpful. I am going to share, I am going to be doing some more Facebook Lives in this group, probably at least 5 days a week. So I just love to share more information with you, more healings, more stuff. So if there's any other topics that you would like to know more about, or you want me to share about, please post in the group. And I'm going to also share this on YouTube, so feel free to put any comments or questions underneath there. Let me know if it was helpful or if you have any questions. And I did this video live in the Nourished Soul with NancyAnger. So if you're not in that group, I will put a link below for that as well. All right, have a fabulous day and good luck.